people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Britney Nicole and I create videos here every week to help you bridge the gap between boss life and self-care, giving you the tools, resources to help you reach your full potential. So if you've been tuned in to my new series called The Balanced Boss, then you know that today is yet another episode of teaching you how to be the best version of yourself and helping you be grounded in all areas of your life, including career, relationships, and just making sure that you're creating healthy boundaries. So yes, I created this series and we are on episode 2, guys. Episode 2 of the Balanced Boss series, and today we're talking all about the art of setting boundaries. Now, when I first thought about this topic, I was like, I feel like might ruffle a few feathers, okay? And I don't mean that in a negative way at all, but I think that when it comes to boundaries, some of us fail in this area because we want to be the best, do the best, and we want other people to think that we are the best. And sometimes we sacrifice ourselves, our time, and so many things in between so that we can please other people, be there for other people, when really it takes a strain on our mental health and it takes a strain on us physically as well, because we end up being tired, drained, or just feeling unprepared, overwhelmed, burned out. I mean, there's so many things that happen when we do not set boundaries for ourselves. And I wanted to use this episode to really just help us set the premise throughout this series and help you think about setting healthy parameters when it comes to who has access to you, what time do they have access to you, and how are you making sure that you are setting healthy boundaries with everyone in your life, you know, not just certain people. Although you should think to yourself, who are some people that I need to set extra boundaries for? But you should really be setting boundaries for everyone in your life to make sure that you are creating a healthy balance between the relationships that you have and the relationships that you have with yourself. So we're gonna dive into this episode. I'm really excited to talk about it because boundaries is definitely something that I've struggled with. I'm just getting to the point where I'm feeling like I'm slowly mastering it, you know, like I'm just getting to a point where I feel confident and where I feel okay with saying no and not feeling bad or not feeling like, oh, if I say no, will this person think I'm not a team player? If I say no, will this person think I'm a bad friend or that I'm not there for them? So I'm just now getting to that point where I'm just kind of like, okay, I have to be firm. My therapist always says, use kindness over niceness. So anything that you do, you should be kind about your approach, but making sure that, you know, the point is getting across to the person and that they respect the boundaries that you are putting into place. So tip number 1 is to be comfortable with saying no. Early on in my career, I would feel like I had to say yes to everything. And in the workplace, it would be yes to a project. Yes, I can help you with that. Yes, I can do that, even though it's not even in my job description. Yes, yes, yes. And I ended up being so burnt out, you guys, and overwhelmed, stressed out. I will be complaining about all of the tasks that I was being told to do that was outside of my scope, outside of the job description that I was originally hired for. And then when it came time for me to actually negotiate, you know, being promoted or getting a higher salary, it was like people were so accustomed to me just being a yes man and so accustomed to me not complaining, or not necessarily complaining, but you know, not really vocalizing that I was upset or, you know, wanted change, that it became a pain point for me to fight for what I knew that I deserved, because I was waiting too long to speak up about it and I was not being upfront about the fact that it was outside of my scope or it was burning me out. And so those things happened all because I got too comfortable with being a yes man and saying yes to everything. instead of being comfortable with saying no, but still helping people see that just because I say no to this doesn't mean that I'm not a team player, doesn't mean that I don't want to help you. But if I overextend myself just to help you, then I am not going to be any help to anyone, because I'm not going to be able to fully function in my regular job while I'm trying to help you function in your job. And so saying no can sometimes feel heavy for us, because we live in a world where it's just like, go team, do this, say yes to everything, year of yes, all these things. And it makes us feel like if we say no, we're being mean, or we're not working to help other people, or we're just not making ourselves accessible. And really, by saying no, you're protecting yourself, right? You're protecting yourself first. You're making sure that you're not getting overextended, because at the end of the day, you do not want to face passion fatigue. You do not want to, be overwhelmed when it comes to something that you're passionate about, even though sometimes it is possible to feel, unmotivated or uninspired. But you should not be placing so much pressure on yourself, taking on so many ridiculous tasks that are going to overextend you and not have you work the best of your ability. The goal is to always make sure that you're giving 100% of yourself, which we're going to talk about in the next few points. But get comfortable with saying no. You don't have to say no and it come off in a mean way. You can practice how you say no, language that you say no, and it'll help to kind of just like streamline the process. It'll help to make you feel better and confident about your stance, your position, and just moving forward. And ultimately, when you say no, people respect you more. People respect your time more. People respect that you respect yourself and your time more, and that you felt comfortable and confident enough to say no. Tip number 2 is to establish what priorities you have and then what boundaries you need to put into place in order to achieve or accomplish those priorities. So I know that for me, a priority of mine is to have a morning routine. I need to have my morning routine before I get started with my day, so that it can help my day flow better, and I can be in a good state of mind to give my 100% into my clients, my team, and everyone else that I'm going to be talking to throughout the day. Now, because I know that that is a priority for me, my boundary is that I do not talk to anyone. On very rare occasions, unless it's an emergency or unless I kind of wrap up my routine, I don't talk to anyone before 9 a.m. And that is a clear boundary that I've made with everyone, literally everyone that is close to me. So my family, my friends, they know, my team, they know that before 9 a.m. is Britney time. It is my time to give to myself, my time to pour into myself. I do not talk to anyone. I do not do any work before 9 a.m. And I felt so great, you guys, just by having that boundary. Another key boundary for me is that I make sure that I try to cut off phone time after 9:30/10 p.m. So 9:30/10 p.m. I'm making sure that I'm not scrolling on social media. I don't typically talk on the phone after those times, because I know that it's gonna make it really hard for me to fall asleep. And sometimes if I can, I'll try to boost it an hour earlier. So around 8:39 p.m. I try not to take any FaceTime calls, work on any emails, or get on social media, just because I know it's gonna make it very hard for me to fall asleep, especially fall asleep in a timely manner so I can wake up at 5 a.m. the next day. If you're anything like me, it's so easy to get sucked into scrolling on TikTok and watching videos. I absolutely love TikTok, and I know that if I start going down a TikTok rabbit hole, I'm gonna look up and it's gonna be 11 p.m. And I'm gonna be like, how am I supposed to get up at 5 a.m. when I know that I need 8 hours of sleep to be fully functional? And so those are some boundaries that I put in place for myself, along so many more. But I put those boundaries into place because they play into the larger picture that I have for my life, the larger vision that I see for myself, and the person that I want to become, the person that I am becoming. And that person is a person that goes to sleep on time, wakes up early, pours into herself with her morning routine, and has clear boundaries between work, other people in her life, and they respect those boundaries. And so make sure that you write out a list of all of your priorities, and then write out, okay, what are some things that currently stop me from doing those priorities, and how can I put clear boundaries in place so that I can make sure that I'm maximizing my time and doing everything that I need to do to become the best version of myself. When you do that, you're gonna feel so much better. Every time I wake up and don't respond to work emails, or don't look at social media, or, don't respond to texts, calls, anything like that, I feel so much more at peace. I just feel like, this is really time that I have to myself to think clearly and to get rid of the clutter. You want to get rid of the clutter. You want to be able to think with a sound mind, but you can't do that if you're always scrolling on your phone, always talking on the phone, and it's taking away from what you need to be doing to accomplish the bigger goals that you have for yourself. So tip 3 is to be kind and to give yourself grace. Setting boundaries is not an easy thing to do, and there's going to be times when you're not able to do that. Of course, there's going to be times when you have to be proactive, or you have to be there for someone, or you have to be answering work emails because they're very timely and also very urgent. But what I challenge you to do is, anything that comes up that feels like it's very timely, urgent, I challenge you to still put some parameters into place and make it very clear that although you're doing this time around, you want to make sure that the next time around there are clear expectations in line, so that you are not, working to get something done that you just given the day before, and that they're managing their expectations, but you're also making sure that they respect and manage the expectations that they have placed on you. And so there have been a lot of times in my career where I would receive a project and the deadline would be the next day or something unreasonable. And there are so many times when I wish that I would have spoken up and said, this isn't fair to me or conducive to the time frame that I need to fully complete this project and have it be the way that you would want it to be. Can I receive a deadline, an extension? Can I receive more time to do this project? And when you do that, it makes you feel much better about how you're managing your time and how you're maximizing your time and how that other person is respecting your time. And so all of this can be said in a kind way. You have to eliminate the niceness, because when you're nice, you're thinking too much about how things come off to the other person, and not thinking about yourself, right? Like you're just working, it's more like you're just people pleasing. And so you want to make sure that you're coming off, I want to make sure this person knows that I mean it in a nice way, but really you can still say no, or you can still say exactly how you feel, as long as it's in a kind, respectable way. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode all about the art of setting boundaries. I do understand that setting boundaries is definitely not an easy thing to do, but the more that you practice it, the more that it will come with ease into your daily routine, into your daily life, and it'll be so much easier for you to confidently set those boundaries and have the people in your lives that you care about most respect those boundaries, and be able to transition into a life that is just demanding more respect around your time, your space, your energy, and making sure that you are not overextending yourself to please other people. Because At the end of the day, you have to take care of your mental health. You have to take care of your physical health, everything, before you could really just pour into other people. And so you have to set those perimeters into place just to make sure that you are grounded, you're staying balanced, and that you are doing things that really help you reach your higher version of yourself. And it's really helped me so much, guys. So I really hope that these tips helped you out. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you want to stick around for my channel and everything that I have planned for the Balance Boss series. I am going to be announcing some really cool things in the next few episodes, so be sure to turn on the notifications so that every time I post a video, you will be notified and you will not miss a beat. So until next time, guys, I will talk to you then. Stay balanced, stay bossy, and everything in between. Bye.